Navigation in SwiftUI remains cumbersome primarily because of its evolving API and the lack of a unified, intuitive way to handle complex navigation flows. This has made building seamless, multi-screen experiences challenging and often frustrating for developers. That's why this year it's the one and only item at the top of my WWDC wishlist to see improvements that simplify this core aspect. This video will teach you how to navigate around the current shortcomings of SwiftUI navigation system and provide practical tips to manage navigation with confidence. Make sure to check out the link in the description for my summer sale. More on this later in the video. Now, WWDC is here and this is my wish list and it's pretty simple. It's just one item that I would like for SwiftUI, and that is better navigation. We are going to talk about better navigation today and in the next video, but this is the only thing that I would like from the SwiftUI team, and fingers crossed, let's hope that they will deliver. Of course, not just because I'm saying it, we are going to take a look at what navigation state is currently with SwiftUI, and then I'm going to suggest some some tweaks, some API syntactic sugar to navigate easier inside SwiftUI. So let me just go to Xcode, and I just started this brand new Xcode project. Basically, that's it. Now, let's just talk a little bit how navigation works in SwiftUI. So first of all, you have the navigation link. Okay, and that has to be added inside a navigation stack. So let me just do that. Let's just add navigation stack. There we go. Around my content view, and now our navigation link is just going to work as expected. Most probably you already know about this, and this is basically user initiated, so you just want to tap on the navigation link, and also it has kind of a drawback that you can't actually have a callback on when that proper view is dismissed. So when we have, let's say, a sheet, we do have this on dismiss. So basically this is what I want to do, and also on dismiss, and this sheet is being presented upon a data change. So not especially a user initiated action like tapping on a button. So let's just start off right over here. Let's just create some sort of a dot link that is presented on dismiss, and of course the content that is going to display, just going to navigate in a navigation stack style mode. Okay, so for that, we are going to have several steps. We are going to also learn about view modifiers, but we are going to have so much fun building out this today. And in the next episode, go ahead and check out the playlist down in the description. We are going to do the other way around, where we have this sheet and full screen cover as a view. Okay, but that's for the other video. So let's create a struct called navigation step link modifier. I know it's quite a lot, but you will understand. So navigation step link modifier. Okay, and this will take in a destination of type view. Okay, there we go. And it is a view modifier, so we need to set up our body. So func body with a content. Yes, there it is. Oh, I just forgot to add the type, that is a view modifier. There we go. And right over here, we just add in our content. So this is basically a simple view modifier. It's just going to return us back the actual view that we are going to put it on. Nothing has changed. But we do want to change some stuff. So let me just have a little bit more room over here. We are going to have some sort of a binding for the is presented. We just want to bind it so we can just present this view, link type of view, according to a data change. So at binding, var is presented, and that will be a Boolean type. And then the destination at view builder var destination of type destination. We are using a view builder because we want to be able to have multiple types. So if on the content we have an if-else statement or switch statement with the view builder, that will work. And finally, the on dismiss. So var on dismiss, and exactly that's our completion. It should be optional. Sometimes you want to have an on dismiss callback, sometimes you don't. Okay, so how are we going to build out all of this? Like we have a trigger is presented, we are going to present the destination, and when this destination is dismissed, just triggering this on dismiss. The SwiftUI summer sale is on. For a limited time, you can grab everything I ever made for SwiftUI. Downloadable goodies, and a spot in my live SwiftUI camp on Zoom starting July the 1st. It's all worth over $3,000, but right now it's just $199. Whether you're new to SwiftUI or leveling up, this is your all-access pass to building like a pro. But hurry, spots are limited and this deal won't stick around. The link is in the description. Well, if we have the navigation stack set up, which we already have, then you can just set a navigation destination, so dot navigation destination, and we have quite a few right over here, 4 item, and look, we have an is presented, so we are going to use this one, so dot is presented, and then just bind it, dot is $sign is presented, and then the destination will be our destination, just like that. Okay, so that's that, really straightforward. All we have to do if this is like this view modifier, this will be just like something like dot link. It has to be outside of a lazily loaded list. I repeat that, it has to be outside of a lazily loaded list. What is a lazily loaded list? VStacks, lists, scroll views, all of them are lazily loaded list. This navigation destination has to be declared outside of them. So make sure that, just not adding it on the button, which is inside the list. You should just put it outside of the list. Okay, so we have this navigation destination. Next up, the on dismiss. How do we know when this destination is being dismissed? Well, that's when this is presented is going to be automatically toggled back to false. So what we want to do is just listen to it. So dot on change of is presented. We are going to have a new value. And if not new value, if this is false, then we are going to set on dismiss. And yeah, that's fine. Sometimes I just want to have is presented, so let me just change that. And with the new API iOS 17 plus, just need to add in the old value, but we don't care about it, so that's why the underscore. Okay, so this is our view modifier. Of course, we want to set it up as an actual view modifier, like the dot and all of that. So for that, we are going to have an extension on the view. We are going to have a func. Yeah, I think all of these are fine. It doesn't have to be inlineable nor public, so let's just remove that one. And I'm going to name this link, much shorter. And yeah, it just has to return something like modifier. And I believe everything should be fine. AI completed it really nicely. So you just have the modifier navigation step link modifier right over there. Okay, let me just indent everything. Everything looks okay. Fine. So now we can just go over here and just add, let's just have a list over here. Why not? And then we are going to add this link. There we go. And as you can see, it just has the same initialization like the sheet or the full screen cover is presented with the destination or the on dismiss. Let's just change the order, the on dismiss right over here. So let me just add that over there. And then the on dismiss, we need a comma and remove the comma over here. And then on dismiss should be placed before the destination. There we go. So now it looks really nicely. Let's just take a look at the sheet. So sheet is presented on dismiss with the content, and then we have this link with the is presented on dismiss and destination. Maybe we can just have content right over here. So let me just have this as content, and right over here content. Why am I not using it further? Because in the view modifier, the content keyword is already being taken. Okay, now let's take a final look at the link. Is presented on dismiss content. Really, really nice. Okay, this is fine. Okay, but what if, I want only one of these? Like, I just want just simple, something like navigation step or something like that with the sheet, full screen cover, and this newly created link view modifier. Okay, let's just build that out. So we are going to first of all create an enum, and that would be our navigation step type. And we are going to have three cases: case link, sheet, and cover. You may call it full screen cover, but it's just a shorter version of it. And the next up, we want to create another view modifier that has all of these three combined. So let's just start off, and I'm just going to call this, first of all, it's a struct navigation, data navigation modifier. Let's just call it like that. Data navigation modifier. Okay, it does have to have a destination of type view, and this will be again a view modifier, just like that. Let's just add in our body. So body, there we go, body with the content. Okay, and just add content over here, so everything should be okay. Great. So now what we want to do is just have a few initializations. So first of all, we want to have some sort of a type, the navigation step type. So let's just have at state private var, not is presented, but type. And that will be of type navigation step type, and it should be optional. Okay, then we want to also add a binding. So at binding var is presented bool. Okay, let me just have this new line removed, and then the destination and the on dismiss. So let's just have this and pasting it over there. Okay, so let's create our custom initializer for this, and then let's just have init. And then, let's just use all of it. And I'm just going to take a look at what we got over here. So first of all, the type. Let's just have an underscore for that. So it's just not going to type it out type. It shouldn't be optional because, we do need to provide something. Is presented. It's a Boolean. No, it's a binding bool. Binding bool. Let me add this on the new line. There we go. On dismiss, this looks fine. And then on the view should be a destination. And that should be it. Because we have here a binding, therefore we should grab the is presented its underlying wrap value. So that's how we are assigning it. Okay. Now, let's just start adding things to the content. So if I just add in .link, let's just start off with that, and then just use is presented on dismiss and the content. Now, what are we going to bind this link is presented Boolean value with? Well, we do have this binding of is presented, but we are also going to add the sheet too. So we shouldn't have the is presented binded to the link or the sheet or the full screen cover. We should have separate state variables for that. So I'm going to have at state private var is link presented. And then let's just see if it's just going to say, yes, is sheet presented, and then is cover presented. So we have all of these three. Now we can bind to the proper one. So $ is link presented on dismiss, just pass along on dismiss. And then on the content, I'm just going to say destination. Okay, with a small d. Okay, so that's fine. Now let's take a look at the sheet. So dot sheet selecting this one, of course, is presented. Now we're going to bind it to is sheet presented. On dismiss, again, just simply on dismiss. And here's the content. Should we just add the destination? Well, actually, no, because we are going to present a new sheet and maybe we want to navigate in the link style in that sheet too. So we should just add automatically a navigation stack right over here. If you're not going to use it, that's fine. It's not going to clutter UI. We're just going to have a navigation stack. And inside that navigation stack, we are going to add our destination, just like that. Okay. And of course, the same goes for our full screen cover. So I'm just going to copy this out and change the necessary steps. So full screen cover, just like that, is cover presented on this maze. And basically that's it. Okay, so now we have linked these to the specific Boolean values, the state variables. But we have a binding. This is presented is going to actually trigger the navigation. Well, at least it's not triggering right now. So what we want to do is listen to that is presented. So dot on change of, and we're going to have this is presented. And then the action, we have the old value, the new value. We don't care about the old value, and the new value should be is presented. Okay, so now we can listen to the changes of is presented. When should we trigger the link sheet and full screen cover? Okay, but we also have an information on the type. So the type, we want to switch through the type. Okay, we're going to use this one, and according to the type, link sheet or cover, we may safely remove this nil value. According to that, we are going to say is link presented is presented, and then is sheet presented equals to is presented, and of course the is cover presented equals to is presented. So now we're actually going to trigger all of these. Let's just see what's going on with the type, navigation step type. Let's just see, switch must be exhaustive. I do. Yeah, the type, it's an optional one. I remember that. So we just want to guard, let unwrap the type, and then we just don't have to have that none or nil value over there. Okay. So finally, we can create our actual view modifier. It's an extension on the view, another extension on our view. And let's just see if it's just going to say, yeah, data navigation. Let's just see. So also modifier. There we go. So it should have a type, navigation step type, is presented binding. Yes. And then on dismiss of that, and then the content with the destination. Yeah, it looks really, really nice. This is exactly what I would like to write out. Okay. Being that said, this should be navigation destination. Because we already have a navigation destination. It's really straightforward for new SwiftUI developers to just adopt. So then we just say navigation destination. And of course we have for item and is presented. But now we have this one with a type is presented optionally on dismiss and content. Okay, so let's just use this one with the is presented. And let's just have a Boolean value. So at state private var is presented. That's perfectly fine. We're just going to have one button right over here with the title of tap me. Come on, tap me. And then the action would be is presented dot toggle. So that's just going to initialize it. And now let's take care of the navigation destination. Please note again that we are outside of the list. And then dot, let's just start off with link is presented. Let's bind it. So is presented on dismiss. Let's just hit return over here and just simply print out dismissed. And then the content. Well, first I'm just going to have a text of hello and hello world. That's fine. Okay, that's our content. Okay, so now let's just build and run and see how this looks like. So here we go. Let's tap over there. It's been dismissed. Let's tap again. Oh, we have an issue. And by the way, we just printed out dismissed right over here. That's fine. So is presented is being toggled back. Let's just scroll all the way down over here. So when this is presented is being set to false, when the is cover presented, is link presented being set to false, we are not setting the is presented back to false. So we just want to have on change of, let's just have is link presented. Let's just have that new value, there we go, underscore, and then is presented. We are going to say self is presented, so you know the binding is taking up this is presented, but we want to do this only when this is false. So if not is presented, and then let's just copy this out and paste it in there. Let's just test this out. And basically it should work. And then we are going to add all of these to the sheet and full screen cover too. There we go. Let's just tap again. And now it works really nicely. Let me just copy this out and paste it 2 times. So let's just add it there. Oh, come on. Yeah, basically AI is helping me out really nicely over there. Okay, so yeah, that's it. One final build for the link test. Let's just see if it's working. There we go. And now let's just scroll all the way up and let's say we want to change this to a sheet. So we just say sheet, build and run. And there we go. If I tap over there, you can just scroll down, slide it down over there. It's really nice. And of course, the full screen so not full screen cover, just the cover. Maybe you should just change it to full screen cover because it's, it's just automatically typing out full screen cover. There we go. It's just full screen cover. Now this could be, of course, be dismissed with the dismiss environment, but you already know that. Now this is how simple it is. Just have one navigation destination for link type of navigation, sheet type of navigation, and full screen type of navigation. If you did like this type of tutorials, go ahead and check out my SwiftUI summer sale. The link is in the description.